Hello again, and it's time for another project. Today it's a nice simple one. We're literally just going to cut out this black cat and place it on the roof of my shed with the two blackbirds I made on a previous video. So it's nice and simple to do, nothing too technical. As always, I've stuck him down to my piece of wood. Normally with scroll saw projects I would put the blue tape underneath and literally glue this down. But to me, it just seems a lot of wastage on blue tape when you can just put carbon paper underneath. Bit old carbon, like so. Because we only want the outline, remember. And literally just draw around it. You can use this template over and over again. And the only bit of blue tape you've wasted are the two bits that you've stuck it down with. So we've got that on there. We put our carbon paper underneath. We've drawn around it, matter of minutes. And there we have him. There's our nice cat on there. Now it's a good size. It's 20 inches by 8 inches. It was actually too long for the piece of wood. And if I just show you quickly, I actually modified his tail because that went right off the page. So I've shortened his tail by half an inch, but I'm sure the cat's not going to be too bothered about that. So we've got him on our piece of wood. It's 1.25 inches, so nice and thick. And all we're going to literally do is cut it out, paint it nice and black. There'll be enough room to put screws underneath to hold it onto my roof. If you're putting it on a fence, top of a fence or something, there's no problem putting the screws down there to hold him in place. And once it's cut out, we'll literally go around with a router and a router piece, and I'm just going to round these edges off. And exactly the same on the other side. Right, the blade I'm going to use on this one for me is a spiral blade. The good thing about spiral blades, here's one here, they are literally round. So you can cut in any direction. So I could leave that on the saw like that and cut it from left to right and back up and down there, no problem. I'm just getting used to these, so I'm going to use this one today because I've used it on this kind of wood before. The other blade you can get is a straight pin blade. Obviously it's got pins at both sides and they just slot into your scroll saw. Downside for these, the blade is just at the front. So when you are coming to cut this, you'd have to feed that wood up, then turn it round, feed it again, turn it round, feed it again. Now the size of this wood, you might struggle to get it round on your scroll saw. So that's your second choice of blade. And there's also a third choice, is a straight cut, just teeth at the front, similar to a pin blade, but we have no pins on it, and that would fit into an adapter bracket like this on my old draper saw. The newer saws today, they just take pinless and pin blades all in one go, no problem whatsoever. Right, there we have it. So we'll set the spiral blade, a Pegas number 5, into the scroll saw, and we'll simply just cut this one out for now. Right, you can see from that we've got our spiral blade set in. Like I said previously, my saw's a bit old and I have to use these brackets. So that'll be one at the top, there's one at the bottom. We've took the tension up. We've got a nice ping ping sound. And now literally we are ready to cut. You'll notice when I'm cutting this, there's not a lot of turning in the wood. You can basically just go from left to right and up and down. Spiral blades are ideal for larger projects, however they do take some more controlling, and if you let them get away with you, it's like sawing on ice or driving on ice. So we'll start cutting this one out now and you'll get the general idea. Okay, we've gone round with our spiral blade. Pegas number 5 it was. Remember, our wood's 1.25 inches thick, so it goes through that no problem whatsoever. What did happen, because the wood is so thick, and I actually cut this out in one piece, I struggled to get it out the surrounding area. So I ended up just cutting little slits in there like so. And that obviously just lets you pop out those bits a lot easier. He says hopefully, like so. And there we have it. There's our basic shape. That's our cat that we're going for. I'm happy enough with that one. That's no problem. We'll move these bits out of the way. We might even get some other projects at a later date. Okay, what I want to do next. Now, normally I would just sand this down front and back, and it's ready to put on this shed, to be honest. But I'm just going to have a play about with some of these bits that I've got. What I'm going to do is place on one of these. Now, don't ask me what they are, what sizes, what they're even called, to be honest. I got given all these for free, so if it's free, I'll take it. Now, the idea is we'll pop that in a router, set it to the right depth we need. If I just move this out of the way. We'll set it to the right depth we need. And there's a bearing in there, and that runs along the wood like so. So we'll set this down, and literally go all the way round the cat, like that, with the router on, obviously. And hopefully that will just curve them edges off nicely for us. Do a sample wood first, you don't want to go in too deep. And we'll go around, like I said, and we'll just round it off. Okay, we've gone all the way around that little bit. Just rounded it off nicely, just took that edge off. It's only cheap scaffolding wood is this, so you're not going to get fantastic. But you can see it's just put a little curve on it. What we'll do now is get the mouse sander and just generally sand it all down and tidy it up. Both sides, remember, it's going to be a two-sided thing. So we'll do that next. Right, that's as far as I want to go, regards to sanding and tidying it down. We've got our general shape. That's all we need, really. Right, I did have issues as regards to putting an eye on this one. Now, I've looked, and I've looked, and I've looked. Now, this one is dead on. Dead square on. So, some of the images I've looked at, you don't get an eye at all. And also it's too narrow to get two eyes in there. This is only the side view we're interested in. So I'm not going to put an eye on this one. I did make one. I'll just show this little one, a little sample. So that was going to be a little eye there. But I don't know. I just don't think you will see the eye, which being so square on, if you know what I mean. So I'm going to leave it. So basically, we'll paint it all black now. Just painter's touch paint, a couple of coats of that, and then we'll find some screws, remember, because I'm going to screw underneath here on my shed. If you couldn't do that, you could put your screws in from the top, no problem, or whichever way you feel like you want to fasten it down, wherever it's going to go. Okay, there you have it. We've painted both sides of our cat. It's got a bit dusty because I've had him up on the shed already. Basically, all I'm going to do is put some holes in the feet and apply some small screws. It'll be enough to hold it in place. And that'll be our little project finished. So it's 20 inches by 8 inches high. Nice easy scroll saw project just to go on the shed with the two blackbirds. Thank you very much for watching.